Hi there. My name is Sonja Franeta. I'm reading from my English translation of Pink Flamingos, which was originally in Russian. And this is a 1992 interview with a woman named Marina, who passed as a man to be with her girlfriend. We lived together like a man and a woman for the world, but for us it was something completely different. She was probably bisexual, but we loved each other very much. I miss her so much. I tried to find another girlfriend, but I couldn't. What once happened cannot be repeated. I don't want anything else, so it's better to just be alone. Maybe sometime I'll find a girlfriend, but not now. No, I did not. In our home, with us, everything was normal. As soon as I went out the door, I became a man. While we were under the same roof, everything was good. We related to each other very well. It was very hard to play the role of a man. I always feared revealing myself, worried that I'd give myself away. In summer, it's hot. People go around in t-shirts. They go swimming. I had to keep a sweatshirt on so my breasts couldn't be seen. This was extremely hard to play the role of a man. We had our own apartment. We rented it for a year. Then we rented another apartment. It was her grandmother's, Irina's grandmother. The apartment was available, not big enough, but it was completely separate. Our first apartment was in Krasnoyarsk. Then we moved to the village where her grandmother lived. It was not easy, but we survived. It was hard in the very beginning, before we got married. Neither of our parents knew we were living together. I had to lie to my own mother saying I was living at a girlfriend's, not with my beloved. I told my mother. At the time, Marina was finishing technical school in Krasnoyarsk. Her parents knew she was living there. It was hard, yes, economically too, because neither her parents nor mine helped us, and we were still young and foolish. After that, we moved to the village where Irina's parents were living. At first, we lived there with her parents. We had our own room. Then we moved to the grandmother's apartment. Then we began to argue. Before that, we never argued. Never. It's my fault that we broke up. If I could have been firmer, stronger spiritually, this would not have happened. She's a very soft, tender person. She needed a strong person, someone with a strong will, someone to lean on. But I'm just a woman. I can't give her what a man can give her. I don't know. I can't even explain what that is. I myself wasn't lacking anything in my relationship with her. I was in Krasnoyarsk for a month looking for a job, and while I was gone, he turned up. He knew that Irina was by herself. He knew her from before, and he came to be with her. He believed I was a guy, so when I left, he came to her. They made up and started seeing each other. When I arrived back home, I walked into the apartment and immediately knew a man had been living there. When Irina came home, we didn't fight or anything. There were no explanations. We even smiled at one another. We left each other quietly. We separated as friends, in other words. It was, of course, very difficult for me to accept, but why make a big scene? We never saw each other since then. She lives with him, and I am here now completely alone. I don't think she will leave him. I consider myself a lesbian, but she does not. She is a heterosexual woman. Before me, she didn't have sex, either with a man or a woman. I was her first sexual experience. It was natural that she would fall in love with me. The most difficult part about trying to make people think of me as a man was when I was surrounded by men. I had to be careful about using masculine endings in the first person all the time when I spoke about myself. And you always have to drink and smoke and act like them. I helped some guy fix a motorcycle once. Men are not shy. They talk about themselves. They say all kinds of things, the most personal things. Of course, they didn't know I was a girl. I remember it was hot once and all the guys were taking off their shirts, but I couldn't. My mother, when she learned about my actions, thought it was awful. She saw my pictures, she thought I was playing a joke, and Irina, well, it was her idea to get married so that we could be together. We were together for 3 years, never apart. Anyway, we had a wedding for her parents' benefit. There were 100 people at Irina's place in the village. We couldn't be together otherwise if we were living as two women. We wouldn't be considered a couple. Her relatives gave us a double bed for our apartment. We loved each other a lot, and everyone could see that right away.